Hi, welcome back. In this video, we will learn about the absolute length units in CSS. So throughout our course, basically, we have seen this one. This is the pixel, right? This unit, but we have seen some of the other units as well, which is something like percentage and so on, right? And we did see some of the rems and ems, but we did not cover those things at all. So we will be covering in the upcoming videos. So what I'll do, I'll just get rid of everything here. Okay, and what I'll do, okay, let's have it something like that. Okay, so what are the absolute length units? Okay, so here inside of the CSS, like the W3 schools CSS units documentation, the absolute length units are fixed, and a length expressed in any of these will appear as exactly that size. What do I mean by that? So basically, if I say something like, hey, the height is 10 pixel, width is 10 pixel, in that case, no matter what is the size of the screen, no matter what is the size of the container, the height and the width will be always 10 pixels. And here we have a table here, but inside of MDN we have another table inside of values and units. Okay, so CSS values and units, inside of that we have another table where we are seeing some of the absolute units. So we have centimeters, we have millimeters, we have quarter millimeters, we have inches, we have like paces. I'm not sure if that is the correct pronunciation. Anyways, and then we have the PT points, which you will encounter quite a lot if you have use something like latex or something like that. Like, though in that particular softwares, because of the margins and the paddings, those softwares use like points, because they are creating the printing like material, right? If you have used latex, you know, like it is used for write books and so on and so forth. But yeah, here it is. And then we have the pixels as well. Okay, which is 1 pixel equals to 1/96th of inch. So why 1/96? Because if I go to inches, then 1 inch is equals to 2.54 centimeters equals to 96 pixels. So 1 inch is equals to 96 pixels. Okay. So one thing which you might be thinking, which is here as well, like what is exactly a pixel? Is that referring to a pixel of my display? No, CSS is not referring to that. Basically here, like, pixels are relative to the viewing device. Okay, for low DPI devices, 1 pixel is 1 device pixel, a dot, for the low DPI devices. And for the high DPI devices, it depends. Okay, and for the printers and high resolution screens, 1 pixel implies multiple device pixels. Okay, so I can prove it to you as well. So if I just go to the code and let's do something like okay, let's add it. Let's add a div and do a class of something like box. Okay, or dot box. Okay, dot box. Okay, so now if I just go here, so dot box, and then I can do height of 1 pixel, width of 1 pixel. It will be very harder to see, but anyways, and do a background color of something like blue, something like that, so that we can see. Let's see if we can see that. Okay, so it is not doing up, so let me just open that in the live server. Okay, live server is open. Now if I go to the browser and go to localhost 5500, here it is, and I can see our dot, if you can see here. Okay, and now what you can see here, the size is changing, because if I just zoom out a bit, So as you can see, the size is changing. If it was implying one solid pixel of my device, then the size should not be changing, right? But the size is changing. So 1 pixel is not exactly equals to the 1 pixel of the device for the high resolution screens. But if you have a very low resolution screen, then 1 pixel equals to 1 dot of that particular device. Okay. All right. So we have some other things as well. So let me just go ahead and let me do something like, let's do 10 pixel, and you can see that 10 pixel and 10 pixel, save. So we have that. Okay, I'll just zoom into quite a lot, 500%. Okay, now if I do something like 100 pixel and 100 pixel, we can do that. Okay, so that it is a little bit, okay, it is a little bit bigger. Now let's do something like pt, like the points. Okay, so 100 pt, 100 pt, and if I just save that and go to the browser, it is doing something like that because the point is 1 by 72 of an inch and pixel is 1 by 96 of an inch. So like by looking into that, there is a definitely a size change which we are able to see, but it is not that much noticeable. So let's do centimeters, shall we? So let's do centimeters. So let's do something like cm, centimeters, and here let's do cm. Okay, save. Now our like box is very much big and it is 100 centimeters, and yeah, I have to zoom out quite a lot to fit up that. Okay, so this is the centimeters. Let's do millimeters. So mm, mm, and here mm. Now it is 100 by 100 millimeters. So now as you can see, our screen is changing and the size is changing, by the way, but it is depending on the zoom size. It is not changing because of the container size is changing. It is changing because of the zoom size, because whatever I am doing, the aspect ratio is the same for the container to the this box. Okay, so we have that, and then we have the Q, we have the inches. So let's do 1 inch. So let's do 1 inch by 1 inch. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so it is 1 inch by 1 inch. Okay, so these are basically the absolute length units in CSS. So basically these are that, and most of the time what I have seen, most of the time, if you are using some sort of an absolute length unit, then you are most of the time using pixels. Okay, pixels are the most popular because there are some reasons. Because it is one of the most smallest unit, so that it is more granular. You can use that so to basically fine tune some of the positioning and so on and so forth. We will see that. Okay, so these are the absolute length units in CSS.